Hey, Moguls, it's Dr. T here, and I'm coming to you with another Mogul upgrade. So you can Mogul on up into a very empowering, positively influential frequency, reality, creating your most amazing destiny and legacy. And that's why today we're focusing on something very important, which is the real reason why you're still struggling and the hidden trap of the survival frequency. Okay. So, what if everything you're struggling with right now isn't personal? What if you are just stuck in the wrong frequency field? Something to consider. All right, moguls, welcome to this mogul upgrade here with the International Moguls Club. I am Dr. Tracy Thomas, your quantum transformation advisor and mogul reality maker. Okay. And as we get into this upgrade, if you're new here, hit like, subscribe, and also know that there are some great links below that are going to give you your free human design chart, transformational books, and the full frequency upgrade experience. Today, I'm revealing the truth about the survival frequency field and why no matter how hard you try, if you're in it, it will keep pulling you down and you'll eventually just get exhausted like a hamster on a wheel. Okay, Mogul. So this upgrade is very important because what most people don't understand is that if you're just experiencing that experience of surviving each day, that's because survival is a frequency, not just a circumstance. And there are most parts of the world, especially if you're in the West, these areas are literally designed for everyone but the elite to be in the survival frequency. So this is by design, just enough to keep you alive, producing, where we can tax you, where we can harvest off of you, where we can get you to be the hamster on the wheel, giving us what we want. And if you are in a survival frequency, it does not matter how smart, how intelligent, how hardworking, how spiritual or driven you are, the frequency field will override you. I know this firsthand, having spent most of my life in the US and eventually, literally, with as successful as I have been in my life and the level of success that I was able to achieve, being one of the most highly valued coaches in the world and having ultra high net worth clients who pay the top coaching fees, get the top coaching outcomes. Even with all of that, I had to come to recognize I was in the wrong frequency field, as the frequency that I was in, particularly in Northern California, was declining rapidly. And I had to recognize that no matter how much I upgraded myself constantly, as I upgrade everyone else, I'm upgrading myself. I was in the wrong frequency field and it was overtaking me and making it so no matter how hard I tried, I felt like I was treading water. I had to keep trying harder every year. You have to do more. Every year you have to do more. It should be getting easier. The way life should work, if you're in the right frequency, is things get easier as you go because you get better and better at it. But if you're in a survival frequency designed specifically by specific governments that are mechanisms of the colonizing power structure that does harvest off of human life, then no matter what you do, you will be on that hamster wheel and that roller coaster. And it will just be stress, chaos, and overwhelm. And you will be effectively trying to become successful in a frequency that's trying to kill you. And stress, overwhelm, exhaustion, these are the systems that are designed to keep you weak and keep you just strong enough, feeding you toxic prison food and all of that while you're in the prison camp in order to get you to do the slave work. So, all that stress, all that exhaustion, all those emotional issues, those are the symptoms of living in the lower frequencies. Some refer to this as the shadow frequencies. It is also, when we're just being honest, because we're going to be mogul, grown ass grown ups, this is living in the death frequency, the low end of the scale. You're animated, but you're not really alive. All right, that's why all the illnesses, because the illness is a function of the frequency you're in and your body and your system's reaction to it. Actual life, the real flowing, creative, divine design of life, doesn't begin until you hit around the 500 level on the frequency scale. There's a frequency scale. And it goes from 1 to 1,000. And at 1, you're dead. And at 1,000, you are completely, fully, and totally alive with life. And honestly, you don't need anything because life is fully alive itself. And about 400. So you go from way down at the bottom is death and then shame and the guilt and all of this stuff. You move up to like 100, you're in fear. 200, you're like in courage. 300, you're in anger. So you're starting to get energized. 400, you're finally hitting love, which everybody thinks is the destination, but it's barely the middle ground. That's why love also feels so profoundly painful. It is not what life actually is. It has been sold to us as life because that's as far as humanity has barely been able to get, but hasn't even been able to master that. Humanity cannot even master the 400 to 500 realm of life. So, of course, we can't get into the full life. We have not even mastered right below the middle. 400 to 500 is love. It is not the destination. It is the bridge to life itself, moving up to the 500, 600, 700, 800, all the way up to 1,000. 1,000 is the sovereignty, the truth, the flow, heaven on earth, while the 3D down below 200 is probably down below 300 is hell on earth. It's just a frequency. This is not some place of floating people or whatever. This is literally a frequency. And that's what it is. There is no other place. It is this. um, so when we get our frequency up to 500, you can start to feel life itself. And you become then where you're connecting to the field that is going to spiral you up. That's why successful people keep getting more successful, because they're in a field that will keep generating that. That's why people that are struggling down in the lower field keep getting that, because the lack survival field creeps its job is to create more of itself, because that's what it is. When you're higher above 500, 600, 700, you keep going. It's an attractor field. All it does is keep bringing you more and more and more, and it makes it easier and easier to manage. You're just receiving. So if it feels like you're always just struggling on the hamster wheel, fixing problems, patchworking things, band-aiding things, hustling for results, and especially if you feel like you're proving your worth, you're likely operating from the lower 3D, very contracted field of reality, which some refer to as the death dimension, which is why you don't feel good, which is why you have anxiety and depression. Your self is literally in death, and that passes as normal, but that's just like an animated version of death. That is not life. So it's not your fault either. You were programmed into this. You were born into the prison. And depending on where you were told it was freedom and marketed that this prison, where we're going to harvest off of you and extract from you and keep you down here so we can take your life force, but you can't rise up and take the throne, and you can't take our frequency. That is the death camp. And I just wanted to give you all permission to make a mogul upgrade. Okay, so raising your frequency is the key to transforming your reality. If you do everything else, but you do not do that, you will end up in the same place, which is why you always do. Take note. You have worked and worked and worked your whole entire life, and you have ended up basically in the same place or not far from it. I understand that, having been literally renowned in my field, Wall Street Journal bestselling author, TED speaker, people, ultra high net worth people reaching out from all over the country and in the US to work with me. And still, I was surrounded in a death frequency called Northern California. Seems like a beautiful place. The frequency is very low because it's part of the American frequency, which is part of the West, which is part of the colonizing frequency that has people captive for the purpose of extracting wealth and profits out of them for the purpose of feeding an endless appetite from the power structure elite. Okay. So I get this. I know this. And if you are in one of those frequencies, it's important to know, and there is no denying it that's going to work. I tried for years. Well, I have to be near my family. I've tried but this doesn't feel good here. Well, it's my family. I can't go. That's part of the low frequency, which is to keep you in it. That's its job, to keep you in survival, even if it kills you, which is what staying in survival will do. It is not a pathway to life, it is a pathway of death. It's a pathway of death to death, which is why people die. But they don't have to die. But that frequency is a death frequency, and people's bodies make it as far as they can. A life frequency up in the 12-dimensional reality over the 1000 level frequency does not include death, it includes life. It's worth making the upgrade. That's what we do here at the International Moguls Club. We help people transition and transform from any survival frequency into the top dimensional reality, highest frequency, where everything is intentional. You're creating, you're flowing, you're receiving, and you are tapped into the frequency of life, which, by the way, is actual reality, not a simulation of reality where you were programmed, by the way. Just take note of this. You were programmed to think your government and your country were life, or your family was life, even though your family has already, for generations, been hijacked by the government, by all of that colonizing captive frequency, telling you it's freedom, but it's really a prison. Just important to note that you are in jail. And you've been taught to stay there with psychological chains around you. You've been taught that this is normal life. You've been taught it's reality. It's a simulation of reality, making you think that's what it is so you won't run for the hills. But life itself, and orienting to that and the divine source energy of life, is a different orientation. But right now, you're in circuitry with a particular government, nation, family. You are literally as if you are sourcing life off of them, which is why life feels so difficult much of the time, because you've been taught they are your source. But no, life itself is your source. And the sooner you get connected to that divine source energy that will bring everything to you that other circuitry won't do, you'll be different. And guess what? Not only will that other circuitry not bring it to you, what we want to know is the circuitry that they've got you connected up to is an extraction circuitry where they are pulling energy out of you. Produce, buy, consume, and every bit of it, they tighten up the noose and you get tighter and tighter into the jail. No free time, no connection with people. You're just following their program. Here's your phone and you're taking this is, oh, buy this, do that. You are literally a prisoner. You are in the survival frequency, and now they've got tools they've given us to imprison us with. So we got to do an upgrade, moguls. We got to awaken. We got to reign over this reality and get command and get off the circuitry, even if at a minimum You literally just energetically stop aligning to the government, stop aligning to the country, stop aligning if your family is sick because they made your family sick, right? Families are sick because the whole container is sick. It is literally an extraction container, generation by generation, making people more and more extracted from. There is no freedom if you will pay attention. So when you're in a survival frequency, you have to unhook from it, at least energetically, and ideally in all ways, but at least energetically. Imagine you're receiving fuel and it's coming in and it's like the government and the family and the city and all these things that are designed to extract. And they are just sucking the life out of you. Buy this, do this, pay this, da 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 da, and you're like, I can't even I'm upside down, I'm literally inside out, there is no me left. They pulled you out of you effectively. They turned you inside out, and now guess what? Even though life and the great divine creative life force that is literally free and could come into you and literally created you is available for free, they have you believing now that you are dependent on them because they created that dependency, gave you the crack. Here's the energy, here's this, here's that, got you hooked on it so they could deplete you like a freaking junkie until you're done. And then they just get someone else, a newborn baby comes in and they've got them on the hook. Buy this, buy that, do this, do that. Life itself is available if you align with it. I like to connect to it as divine source energy. And that is where life itself is coming from. It nourishes me. When I feel hungry, I say divine source energy, nourish me. It starts to give me flow and energy. When I feel thirsty, I say divine source energy, hydrate me. It starts to literally hydrate me. Divine source energy, resource me, fuel me, give me your creations to create them, give me the leaders to transform them. I am not sitting here anymore after finally waking up and I'm hoping you will, being like, my life source is from some stupid government, especially if you are in the West, particularly, which is the most extractive colonizing energy there is. It is the manifestation of the survival energy, putting everybody in that zone. So we need to do this upgrade, moguls. Very, very important because you've been turned inside out. Now it's 72 freaking pieces of software to literally help one person. And I swear to God, like in 2010, 12, 13, I could literally just help people with my practice. It was so easy. Now it's literally 72 subscriptions just to like literally connect with people. It's bizarre. They have literally created us into captive, imprisoned consumers, turned us inside out. Now we think we're everything external is what we need. The good news is we were born with a direct line to source. The energy comes in us, it activates our human design system. And I really invite you to shift and think of it differently. Whatever you want to connect to, I just feel this massive flow of energy, the divine source energy. It's not some old white man in a robe that is the creator to me. It is literally the divine source energy of the entire metaverse giving itself to me, giving life itself to me, and continually reprogramming myself off of every time I feel like I need something. It's like, oh, is that real? Or did you program me to go to the refrigerator? Did you program me to use something that then I have to go buy more of? And the more you get out of survival frequency, the more you will feel the divine source energy just making life available to you, getting yourself off the crack of all the dependencies of systems that pretend they're giving something to you and they are creating circuits to you in order to extract from you. So let's do the upgrade so you can get your frequency higher. Take a deep breath and say this with me. I was never meant to just survive. I was designed to reign over my reality. I am in command and I am connected to the divine source energy that is constantly flowing and nourishing me and giving me infinite vitality. I now leave the frequency of fear and I enter the realm of flow. I raise my frequency through intentionality. I transform myself through creations that literally come through me to make themselves through me and nourish and give me the transformation I need to ascend to different higher levels of frequency and higher dimensions of reality. I command my field to upgrade now. So let's connect with this, moguls. Right? I was designed to reign. I enter the realm of flow. I command my field to upgrade now. And as you say this, visualize every cell in your body literally releasing the grip of the other survival frequency system. Let your nervous system soften. Feel the field around you as you begin to calibrate. No, you are not here to survive. You are here to wake up and you are here to rise. You are here to ascend into the higher frequencies and the higher dimensional reality, and you are here to transcend. You are here to live in a new frequency, and you are here to create your reality from that. Moguls, well done. You've just received an amazing mogul upgrade. And this is only the beginning, because your next mogul move is to keep on with this immersion. So comment below, say hashtag mogul moves, and give me one survival pattern that you're done with and a new replacement that you're replacing it with. Then continue on with this immersion into our mogul training library here on YouTube, where we're going to continue reprogramming your frequency into the sovereign reality where you are free in truth and in flow, having everything you need. The links are in the description, along with your free human design chart and all my books that will transform you. You have links to our International Moguls Club community, and you can learn about that. And let's get this clear, moguls. You are here to live in total command of your reality, and you're here to reign. And the only way out is up. Thanks, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.